Hey, it's Dwayne, the old Indiana farm boy again. Hey, we got more mail. Today, we got some gauges in for the Super 55. Need to change the water gauge out and the tachometer. There's our water gauge, our temperature gauge. There's our tachometer. Like we got some more gauges. These are the ones for the Super 77, I believe. There we go. Sure, one of those. This is a whole set, so this would be another oil pressure gauge and another amp meter. So we got the gauges. We'll do that, and got the radiator off of it. Got it taken down to Bloomington there at Bob Jones's radiator shop. So we can get on here too. Check this out. See about getting us a new thermostat that goes in here. And I'm even thinking about replacing the water pump just to be on the safe side. Since we've got it this far tore down, we might as well get that out of the way too. Looks kind of dirty in there, but we'll get her cleaned up and we will make it happen. Take the fan off, fan belts, and then we'll remove the water pump. See about getting the right one, the right thermostat. First off, we'll go ahead and work on those gauges. And while we got this off, we'll be taking this off to get into the thermostat. We'll go ahead and pop this off while we're waiting on the other parts. Down at Bob's, they were kind of short-handed, said they might be a while before they get the radiator done. So if we can get this off and go ahead and order a new valve cover gasket and run the valves on it while we got it apart. Get it up in pretty good shape. Might need it this winter when the snow hit the pavement. Get that all done. We'll check out, make sure we got the right radiator hoses. It surely looks like it. There's the top one. That's it. They match pretty good. Okay, and here's the lower one. Yep, that's it. Egg parts. Took care of us. Lost a couple washers there. Those are the washers that go on between the front grill that holds your radiator in place. Okay, well, I'm glad to see those hoses are the right ones. Alrighty. Move some of this stuff around. Air cleaner screen. Put these in the box. And we'll start taking gauges off. Probably remove the tack first. That's a tachometer right here. Then I want to get to that temperature gauge there. I want to make sure the amp meter is hooked up. It's right there. That's a new gauge, but I don't see it registering. Of course, that's a new alternator, and most of the time you got to rev them up over 800 to get them to energize. I should have had it up over that, but never did seem like it was registering much. All right, I'll get things together here, some tools together, and we will start removing gauges. Let's see what we got to have here. That's a 9/32. That's not gonna do it. There's a 3/8. Okay, 3/8 is what takes that. Get that one out of there. Always handy to have gauges at work. That way you can see, because actually I didn't realize we had a problem with the radiator until I saw water running there. It's kind of steaming out on me. It never got hot, so that's good. There was always some water in it. I think I'll find that little ratchet. 3/8 socket to make it a lot easier. Make it a little faster. You gotta spend a little money on these old tractors, but they're well worth it. A lot of the new ones are basically just kind of throwaway. These old tractors were made to last. Get these gauges changed, and while we're waiting on parts, we'll probably tackle the seat too, get that up to snuff. Check all this other out, get them in good shape. And there's the tack. Yep, that tack's worn out. Okay, let's tackle the water amp meter, or the temperature gauge next. I keep bumping the button. I see my car flashing there. I got the keys in my pocket. Yeah, that may be bigger than 3/8. I'd have thought that'd been smaller. We'll work on the, well, that's the one that works. Those two works. These two I got to change out. The oil pressure gauge works. So, well, okay. Grabbed a socket I thought was 7/16. There we go. But it was a 1/2 inch. Alrighty. Get those out of there. Put the whole new wiring sending unit and everything in it. I got where I ordered those from. Managed. Corvus. Pretty sure it was. Over at Waterloo, Illinois, and they handle a lot of all of our parts. Probably where I'll go ahead and get the thermostat and the water pump for the front of it here. They are the Oliver people. And Wellers now. They got a lot of Moline parts, and they told me they were getting into Alice Chalmer parts, and they have some Oliver parts as well. So they're another good company. Also, Charlie Byler, all the parts for the Molines came in today, so I'm in good shape there. I've got the conversion there to do on the ZB. convert the spin-on oil filter. Get that done. And I got the gaskets that's leaking. I can change those out on it, as well as the gaskets for the U302. So I can get the Molines going. Just gotta get my son going, get this Oliver out of the garage in there where I got the gantry and the other. Okay. Got the gantry and the engine hoist. Now we'll trace that down, see where that's at. Where is that sitting at? Alrighty. Don't see it on this side. Ah, right there it is. Right there. You can almost see it in the dark. That's the sending unit. We'll change out. Let me put it there a little better. You can see the sending unit there now. Undo that, and we'll put a new sending unit in it, in line, and well, to have that gauge ready to go. We find the tools to get that out with. Okay, this outer one's an 11/16. Took a little something to get it broke loose, but it finally came loose. Probably get a little water when I take this out. Yeah. I guess I got to loosen up to get to turn on my fingers. It did come out a little easier than I thought it might. It's not out there yet. There it is. And there it is. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. I gotta be like a little boy. Put my finger in the dike here. Alright. Catching the water in the bucket. Okay, let's see how that's sandwiched in there. And behind everything, there's your throttle linkage. You can tighten that up there if it gets a slipping on you. Okay, I see here now. Let's it's choke cable. Okay, that's going to be a trick. Get in there. We'll see what we can do it. Get it in and out of there. Okay, looks like the best way is just to take the battery box out of it. I've got this slid out. Take these bolts out here and over there, move this up. That way I can get in here and put it in right where it belongs. So, looks like that's about a 1/2 inch. Get a 1/2 inch socket and we'll see if we can remove that battery box. Okay, got the bolts out of that. Lift it up now. Now see if we can get that out of there. It's never as easy as it looks. It's always easier said than done. Alrighty, see if we can pull it. Likes to snag on everything. And there we go. There she be. Boy, isn't that a dandy. That has seen better days. We'll get the new one out and get it put in. Looks like they got this one all configured. Got some rubber bands around it. Yeah, these packaged pretty good. I mean, they really were protected with bubble wrap. This one's even set up for a light. All right. Tape around that, some Teflon tape, and that ought to seal that off. Thought it was going in, but maybe not. It did come with another nut there. It should fit. Let me pull the old one and take a look at it. Now I've changed that one out of the block too. They're different. Socket on that one. Find a socket that'll fit. Like that's a little bigger than 3/4. This would be about a 7/8, 15/16. Okay. Get him put in there. Be nice to have a temperature gauge that works. Now, if we go in a second, go. There she goes. Just a second ago, when I was get the Teflon tape, I set it on top here. Of course, it had to fall off and drop down into the bucket of coolant. Wouldn't have had it any other way. Okay. Now if they look, it won't leak. But if it does, we wish it hadn't. Okay. That's about worthless now. Okay, well, we'll sandwich down through the, untangle this mess. Let's see here, they got this kind of knotted up somewhat. See, that goes through there like that. Up, around, and over the loop. There we go. There we go. Now take this holder off. So I can get it on the dash. Okay, and that goes on there. I guess it is at the top. Okay. This is a little more flexible than the old one, so it may not be as bad. Famous last words. Looks like it's going to be plenty long enough. Alright, let's move this stuff where I put it so I don't lose them. And this I go down through yon pasture. And we'll sandwich him. Oh yeah, I have to go that way. Why don't you? There we go. I got hold of it. Okay, snake it around through here. Okay, put a little Teflon tape around this. Of course, it's a little damp now since I dropped it into the antifreeze. This don't want to stay up there. Luckily, it missed the bucket that time. I don't believe that. As big as a. Yep, that's about a 5/8, I believe. Make sure there's nothing being pinched. Everything down in there. Okay. Looks good that way. We can put the battery box back in. What a deal. I'll find the right size. Done with the Teflon tape. Give that time to air out and dry. Yep, that's a 5/8, all right. I don't think that's supposed to be that loose. See what's going on here. Got to be some way sealed. If not sealed, it is leak like a sieve. And we don't want that. Trying to get all the leaks stopped. Fairly tight. That it's going. Over in the other garage, I've got one of those stubby ones, and I could sure use one right now. Oh, we'll get it sooner or later. Looks like it's going to be later. You don't want the fun to be over too soon anyway. It's going, it's going. Well, this don't seem like that should be that loose. Yeah, I took that back out because it didn't want to tighten up, but then I see when this tightens into there, there's a shoulder there that catches on and it tightens her down. A little brass orifice there will seat inside this nut. This tightens it up against there. This one tightens it up against that, and that's what seals it. What a deal. Hey, I broke down and got me a light bulb and a stubby wrench so I can get in there a little easier. Get this put in. Not too bad. Makes it a little easier with this shorter wrench, at least to get it close to being tight. And I can get the gauge in the dash. I think this gauge is made to fit several different tractors for different lengths, and this is not too far compared to some of them. So there, we're getting tight now. Alrighty. Get this little longer wrench in there and get a little more leverage on it. Get a little bit tighter. Make sure we get it plenty. I believe we got it. Yeah, that's tight. Good enough. Okay, now we get the gauge in the dash. Hope we don't get seasick, we get motion sickness. Of course, if you do, you always wish you hadn't. All right. That. Nuts. Got plenty of wire. Looks like it was made for it. All right. Put this in place. I can almost see what I'm doing. So I have to go in there like this. But it wasn't going to go the other way. Got a nice gasket around the bottom of these. Rubber seal. It's kind of twisted. I'll get that straightened up. That might help me get it in there a little quicker. I'm holding it out just enough not to make it happen. There we go. Spread that just a little bit. I can always push it back in when I get the nuts started. Maybe. There she went. Now if it'll stay while I get a nut on it, will be a miracle. Well, I guess reach up in there like that and hold it. There we go. It looks smaller than what I've been using. Okay, push that in a little bit. There we go. This gauge matched the original gauges. Good old Oliver Yellow gauges. Now, if you look, we'll be able to tell if we get warmed up or if we get too hot. Okay. It's a 3/8. Apparently it's a 5/16. Let's see here. 5/16 should be. I have to rig the light wire up to this. It's pretty handy. And we just about got this gauge in place. This is something I've been meaning to do for a good while. Let's change out this gauge. Especially once I found out the radiator was leaking. There's that one. That one in place. Now let's see if we get this tachometer put on. Did a good job packing these. Too good. It's got a light too, and the old one did not. Alrighty. That fits. Just came off, it ought to go on. And there it did. Well, there it is. Alright. Pull that up. We will have it made. Tightened that down too soon. Got just a little bit of cattywampus. Another technical term there, cattywampus. There we go. Now it's not cattywampus. Yeah, 5/16 wrench. Yeah. I don't know how to change that oil gauge or not. It would look better if I did. It probably will. Okay. Yeah, that's on there. They're mounted in rubber. That's good. All right. Find what I did with that. Now that nut slid down that cable. all the way down. There she went. Just got to hold your mouth all right. There you go. So without any luck, we'll have a tachometer and a temperature gauge. And if we don't, we always wish we had it. Okay, here's my wire. Make sure that's hooked up right. Okay. Well, there's those gauges. New water gauge. This is a new amp gauge I had already put in. I think I'll change that because it matched the rest of them. It works. There's a tack. We'll be in pretty good shape. I will change that one out. Okay, changed all the gauges out because all these new lights have lights. You can hook it up to the light switch. They'll come on at night if you're using it. So I've got all new gauges now. New tachometer, new water gauge, new amp meter, new oil gauge. Got that all there. You got them all hooked up in here. You see I can hook up wires to here now on all these, and they all have lights in them. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Checking this out. This is a 3-bolt here. I'll get that off and we'll look at that thermostat. See about getting thermostat, valve cover gasket, and a water pump ordered up for this old tractor. Make it happen. I'll be in really good shape when I get done with it. Okay, taking these bolts out of the fan here. These take a 1/2-inch socket. Long bolts goes in here and holds this in place. Get the fan off. These are takes 9/16. These must be 3/8. You get these 3 bolts off. That is really in there. Got him loose though. There you can see. Got the fan off. Got this spacer on it. Okay. Take those bolts out and we'll see what kind of a thermostat we have, and we'll get the thermostat, water pump, and the valve cover gaskets ordered there. Got my hands full. Okay, we've got the fan off now. The water pump seems pretty good. Since I'm this close, I think I'll take it off, maybe have it rebuild or get another one. To get this off, there's a seal in here I still have to take out of that, but there's the thermostat. Goes in like that. So I'll get that ordered up. Yeah, I think I'll take the water pump off of it there and go through that. Of course, there's the governor right there. I think the valve cover's been leaking, so we'll get that all off there and cleaned up. Get that all fixed up. And I discovered too, fan belt had a lot of cracks in it, so we'll get a fan belt as well. Well, I think I'll call that one here. hey, thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you later. Bye now.